In 1999, Daniel Snyder purchased the Washington football team. Over the past 22 years, Snyder has done nothing but alienate fans. A team once known for winning has done nothing significant since except make the news for all the wrong reasons. From suing ticket holders to not changing the name, fans are turning their backs. Now, without an identity and on the heels of a sexual misconduct scandal within the organization, the time has come for change. With the help of the NFL, they have forced Snyder to sell the team. Multiple candidates have stepped up, but one was intriguing over them all: Drake. Known for his love for the Toronto Raptors, he wanted nothing more than to bring a football team to Canada. In order to accomplish this, he needed help. He recruited TV personality Kevin "Mr. Wonderful" O'Leary, a fellow Canadian, tired of Cuban being the only one with a sports team on Shark Tank. With the financial backing of Rogers Communications, the same company that owns the Toronto Blue Jays, a deal was made. In 2022, football is coming to Toronto. Welcome to a new era. Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome to episode number 1 of the Washington football team franchise here on Madden NFL 22. I'm super excited to finally be giving this to you guys today. It's been a long time coming, but we are going to start our Madden series today. So if you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content as we continue the march to 500 subscribers. All you gotta do, new fans, is follow those instructions on the screen. Make sure that subscribe button looks like that gray side. But today we are going to be taking over the Washington football team, and you guys obviously just watched the intro, so you know that it's actually won't be the Washington football team for that much longer. They're going to Toronto after this season because we're going to be taking over as an owner, and the owner is none other than the rapper Drake. Yes, he is a partial owner of this franchise. I gotta include last name, so I'll include Graham as well. But Drake, along with Mr. Wonderful Kevin O'Leary and Rogers Communications, has purchased the team from Daniel Snyder. So Drake will be the figurehead of the team as they move forward into this new era. But they gotta finish up a year in Washington first. Here are the settings that I will be using. All Pro. I don't really have any pre-order bonuses, so I don't really have to worry about that. Relocation, I want just users. I don't want the other teams relocating as well. Let's see. Breakouts on, dev trait regression. I am going to leave dev trait regression on, and I know that it's kind of buggy at times, but I feel like it does add a new dynamic to the lead. And if you are curious, I am using armors, settings, and sliders from Operation Sports. I'll make sure I link those in the description as well. 15-minute quarters for all realism because this is a realistic franchise. We're not going to be doing no trading for superstars in week 1. We are going to build this team from the bottom into a team. But let's go ahead and hit start and just start in the process of our series. So now we're back here with week 1. You know, we are playing the Los Angeles Chargers to start. But let's get to know our team a little bit. Let's look, who are our players? Now, new menu I'm not fully familiar with, but I gotta find it. Here it is. So let's look at our team real quick. We'll go to NFL Rosters tab. I'll introduce you to the guys, but here's a look at the team. And you always got to start at quarterback. And the quarterback this year of the Washington football team is none other than Ryan Fitzpatrick, the former Dolphin, a former basically everything at this point. He started 7 games for the Dolphins, and in turn, he was met with a 1-year contract with Washington. Threw for 2,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He is 38 years old, so he's an old man. I don't know if he'll be in the team when they move to Toronto, but this year we have Ryan Fitzpatrick as our starting quarterback. At running back, Antonio Gibson leads this backfield. Star Dev elusive back. That's always good to see. Played in 14 games last year and rushed for 11 touchdowns and 4.7 yards per carry. So pretty solid campaign for Antonio Gibson. You can see he's more of that shifty. He's not going to truck anybody, but he will be the starting back. We do have J.D. McKissick, who also is in the backfield. He's more of a receiving back. We don't really have a full-on power back currently on the roster. Maybe that's something we need to look at. At wide receiver, we have a couple of talented ones. It starts off with the superstar Terry McLaurin. The former Ohio State Buckeye is the leader of this unit. had 1,100 yards last year. The number 1 target, 94 speed. Everything is above an 87 or higher in the top categories. Good route runner, got good hands. Terry McLaurin, still only 24 years old by the way, should be a dominant threat. We also have Curtis Samuel in this series, the former Carolina Panther, who signed a 3-year, $34.5 million contract in the offseason, but he's actually hurt to start the year. He's out with a 7-week groin tear, so he will miss about 1/2 of the season, which is a shame because Curtis Samuel is a very dynamic player as well, and him and McLaurin, I think, could be a dominant 1-2, but we will have to wait a little bit for that to happen. In the meantime, we will need Adam Humphries to step up, the former Tennessee Titan, who was on that squad a season ago, 28 years old. That looks nothing like Adam Humphries, by the way. He will have to step up. He's more of an underneath pass catcher. But in that third spot, we have a couple of players. Cam Sims, who could be an option, but the option that I think will be the number 3 receiver will be the 3rd-round rookie out of North Carolina, Diami Brown. I think him and Cam Sims are about the same, but I do want to give the rookie a shot. But we might have to rotate that number 3 spot. Sometimes you'll see Brown, sometimes you'll see Sims. Then we have a couple other receivers on roster. Tight end is Logan Thomas, who actually had a team-high 6 touchdowns a season ago, so a quietly good season for the 30-year-old former Virginia Tech Hokie quarterback. What a career and story that he's put together. But he will be the starting tight end for this season, mostly just a catcher. Don't expect him to do a lot of blocking. We do have Ricky Seals-Jones as well and John Bates, the rookie out of Boise State. On the offensive line, I think the offensive line is pretty decent, but we got left tackle Charles Leno this season, who is coming into his age 29 season. He's a solid left tackle, nothing great, but he should be able to hold his own. At left guard, Eric Flowers is that spot, the former Miami Dolphins, so also coming along with Ryan Tannehill. He is a basically average left guard as well, more of a run blocker than a pass blocker, so that should be something to watch out for. At center, Chase Roulier will be the man in the middle, the star depth, 28-year-old former Wyoming Cowboy with his number 15. So you can see we have a basically middle-of-the-road offensive line, which isn't terrible. It's actually good to start off with, so that's good to have. But the anchor of this offensive line is Brandon Scherff, the superstar right guard. He is obviously the star of this offensive line, somebody we will probably run behind a lot. And he did receive the franchise tag, though, this season, so this will actually be the last year of his contract. So we'll have a decision to make at the end of the year. Do we want to bring Brandon Scherff to Toronto with us? That right tackle, probably the weak spot of our offensive line, is Sam Cosmi, the 2nd-round pick out of Texas. He'll be asked to do a lot off of the beginning on that right side. It's going to be kind of a trial by fire, but we'll see if Sam Cosmi can step up to the plate. On defense, specifically this defensive line, this is where the strength of the team is by far. Starting off on that left side by Montez Sweat, who is probably the guy you won't hear about when you talk about this Washington line, but he had a team-high 9 sacks last season, so Montez Sweat is a force. Because on the other side, you don't hear about him, it's Chase Young, the 2nd-year sensation, former number 2 overall pick out of Ohio State. A should-be dominant pass rusher. He's got phenomenal speed, will get around the edge. I think you'll have double-digit sacks this season. In the middle of the defensive line, it's pretty stacked, almost stacked where we can't play everybody. Got to start off, though, with superstar Jonathan Allen. This is the 2nd superstar player on this line. The former Alabama Crimson Tide will get to the quarterback, will stop the run. He will be a dominant player. And right behind him is Daron Payne, another 89 overall defensive tackle. Not a superstar, though, but he is a star. But the Alabama Crimson Tide D tackles will be pretty easy to stop the run, so I'm glad to have those. And the odd man out is 86 overall Matthew Ioannidis, another star player. He is the 3rd defensive tackle listed on the depth chart, and he's 86, so that's saying something. We'll definitely have to rotate a couple of guys, make sure everybody is fresh, but we should be able to have a fresh D line for down the stretch. Then we move into the linebacker, where it's a little weak. Starting on the left side, Cole Holcomb is our left outside linebacker. He's got pretty solid speed. Is okay in the run game, but not the best pass coverage linebacker, which is what I like to look for in a defense. And then at middle linebacker, you have Yamin Davis, the number 19 overall pick out of Kentucky. You do see he does have hidden depth, by the way. Reason why Washington obviously drafted a linebacker. Linebacker's weak, and Yamin Davis will be a solid addition to that linebacker group. Somebody we can build this unit around because he's got 90 speed, only 69 zones, 66 blocking, but he's got that good speed, so we can definitely work with him there. Then a right outside linebacker, John Bostic, who led the team last year in tackles, only a 74 overall. Normal depth player, though. He's got 82 speed. He can't cover. He's more of a, run blocking outside linebacker, so he probably won't be much in passing situations. In the secondary, it's anchored by cornerback Kendall Fuller, who is putting together a pretty solid career, 4 interceptions, team high a season ago. He's not a superstar, but he's a pretty lockdown corner, 91 man, 88 zone. Somebody I can count on one side. On the other side will be the former Bengal, William Jackson III, who's entering his 28th age season. And he signed a 3-year, $40.5 million contract this past offseason. So a pretty big deal for William Jackson, who is going to be entering his age 28 season. So he'll be with us till 31. We'll probably see a little bit of regression. Hopefully it's not been too major. And the nickel will be Daryl Roberts in that spot. In the safeties group, we have Cameron Curl, free safety, 77 overall star dev, somebody who's kind of slept on. In his rookie year, he had 3 interceptions, so he's a pretty decent player, someone who broke out for this Washington team a season ago and helped them reach the playoffs. So despite having a losing record, remember, they did make the playoffs. At strong safety, big hitter Landon Collins will lay the boom, another star player. So this defense is pretty solid. We got 93 hit power, more of a box safety though. Maybe we'll play some linebacker in some coverages, but Landon Collins, somebody to have as well. So this is a pretty scary defense. Special teams, Dustin Hopkins is your kicker. He went 27 for 34 a season ago on field goals. Nothing too spectacular. And Tress Way is your punter. He is a star punter who has 96 kick power, 90 accuracy. That is the Washington football team. We have all of our picks for next season. And here's a look at the roster of the top players one more time. Let's take a look at our schedule before we get ready to wrap up. And remember, we play 17 games this year, a 17-game season. But we'll open up with the Chargers before going Thursday night against the New York Football Giants. Then we travel on the road to face the Buffalo Bills, Atlanta Falcons. We're coming home for the New Orleans Saints, Kansas City Chiefs. Then we play the Packers at Green Bay, go to Denver to play the Broncos. We have a bye week in Week 9, and then after that bye week, we host the defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go on the road for Ron Rivera's former team, the Carolina Panthers. Then we have Monday night against the Seattle Seahawks. Then we go on the road to Las Vegas for the first time to face the Raiders. Host the Dallas Cowboys in one of the last matchups between these two teams, Dallas and Washington. And then to Philadelphia to face the Eagles. Back to Dallas for Sunday Night Football. And then Philadelphia at home. And then we round out against the New York Giants. But if you notice something about our schedule, our last 6 games are against conference. 5 games. 5 of our 6 games are against divisional opponents. So it's going to get interesting down the stretch for sure. We have a very interesting schedule. Lastly, I do want to preview Week 1 real quickly before we go. We are playing the Los Angeles Chargers, so I do want to take a look at their schedule. We'll start off with the injury reports. We have Curtis Samuel. We also had Derek Forrest will be hurt. He is actually on IR. Well, they're actually both on IR. Let's take a look at the Chargers before we go into them, see if they have any injuries. They have Ryan Smith and Eric Banks. Nothing too serious. So let's take a look at this Los Angeles Chargers team, shall we? Go find them. And we know who it is at quarterback to start. It will be Justin Herbert, the offensive rookie of the year a season ago. Running back Austin Eckler, who's pretty solid in his own right. Keenan Allen, somebody to have to lock up. Mike Williams will be there as well. And then Jalen Guyton will be in the slot. Tight end will be the veteran out of South Carolina, go Gamecocks, Jared Cook. Left tackle Rashawn Slater, rookie out of Northwestern. Matt Filer on left guard. Center Corey Lindsey. Right guard Ode Abushi. Right tackle Brian Bulaga. So they got a pretty decent line. Left in, Justin Jones. Right in, Aldon Smith. He's hoping for a career turnaround in Los Angeles. Big Linval Joseph, the former Minnesota Viking, in the middle. Joey Bosa on the edge. You got to watch out for his pass rushing, so he'll probably see a lot of Charles Leno. And Sam Cosmi is going to have a good, very hard first matchup. Kenneth Murray and Drew Tranquil are the linebackers. Uchenna Nwosu on the other side. In the secondary, Chris Harris Jr., still kicking at 32, is a pretty solid corner. Michael Davis and Asante Samuel, the rookie out of Florida State, as well. Free safety, Nasir Adderley. Strong safety, big hitter, Derwin James. Going to try to avoid him as much as possible. Tristan Vizcaino is your kicker, and Ty Long is your punter. But that'll do it for this one. Next episode, we will have Week 1 between the Washington football team and the Los Angeles Chargers. Let me know in the comments section down below, do you think we will win? What do you think our record will be this season? But I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.